Hey guys, Keith Hill here. This is an idea I've had for a while that I've been wanting to do, and I figured I might as well turn my camera on. This is going to be a podcast, but I figured I could turn my camera on. We could double up, do a podcast episode and a YouTube episode as well. We've been talking a lot about, Josh and I, we've been talking about how tough it is to actually start a business coming out of business school and not really leaving with any information. So this is going to be a very simple kind of step list of things to do as you're wanting to start a business. Nothing real complicated here, but some people may not know it, and we just want to put it out. You know, I want to put it out and let people know that this is the way to do things. It's not going to get super in-depth about marketing and this and that, and it's going to be something that works across most any type of business scenario in the United States anyway. So we're just going to go in with the steps, you know, and kind of go from there. A lot of people are coming out of school not knowing much. They teach you spreadsheets. They teach you, maybe proper email writing technique. They're not creating entrepreneurs in school. They're creating employees. We're in the USA, man. Like, entrepreneurship is everything right now. And everybody just realizes that you can't make it. You can't make it as an employee. So everybody's jumping on the bandwagon of being an entrepreneur. That's not a bad thing. Everybody wants to live their own dream. I get it. In the US, we're probably a little spoiled with that. It's a possibility. Everything's a possibility. You see it happen every day. People become millionaires. People become movie stars and basketball players and football players. And I'm not saying there isn't a lot of hard work that goes with it, but, you know, there are a lot of times that people in the States get really, I'm not going to call it lucky, but they cash in. You know, they're able to cash in. And it's kind of the American spirit is to be an entrepreneur. So I wanted to do this, lay it out. For anybody that's got an idea, anybody young, 14, 15, 16 years old. I mean, I was talking to a 6-year-old kid the other day that was talking about business plans, and it blew me away. His father's a small business owner, and he told me he had a business plan. The kid's 6. So that's perfect. That's kind of where we're at. So let's get into it. Step 1. Surround yourself with positive people, man. I know that's technically not a thing in business, but you have to. You have to surround yourself with positive people. You can't date anybody that's negative. You can't be surrounded by negative people. You're going to outgrow your friends. That's okay. Like, as you get older, you're going to outgrow the people you grew up with. Not all of them. I still have a lot of friends that I grew up with that are all kind of like-minded and do the same thing as I do, but do it. Just break away, man. If it's negative, break away. Get around some positive people. Get around, a girlfriend or a boyfriend that wants to see you succeed and wants to help you succeed. That is important. Number 2, I'm going to say do research on the first thing, business plans. Get online, read every business plan you can find. When I was growing up and had first started my own business, I didn't have that luxury. The internet didn't really exist. It did a little, but it wasn't like it is now. Now everything is there. Read every business plan you can find, especially ones that pertain to what you want to do. Understand them. Understand what they're talking about. Look up terms. Research those business terms. Research what they're referring to in these business plans. Understand pro formas. Pro forma is going to be in your business plan. It's going to kind of be a spreadsheet that lays out certain things, all of your expenses, what you expect to bring in, what your lease is expected to be, what your insurance is expected to be. It's going to basically show all the money you bring in and then all the money you send back out. What your payroll is going to be, your payroll taxes, your income taxes, your business licenses, utilities. It's very in-depth, so it'll give you a lot better picture of what you're wanting to do, and whether or not there's any money in it. That's the big thing, is knowing at the end of the day, what's the bottom line? Are you going to make any money? So that's what you want to do, and that's what everybody that I'm going to mention from here on out is going to want to see. So next, after you do that, after you do your research, look around, start your social media accounts for your brand. Pay a graphic designer if you have to. Ask a friend who's good at it, who may not be professional, but get some professional logos, get some professional media to put out there to look polished from day one. That's always the biggest thing, is you have to look polished from day one. People see that brand, they want to recognize it, they want to know that whatever you're doing, whether it be services or selling goods or retail or food or this or that, look polished, put on a good front. There's that classic fake it till you make it. Do that. A little bit of money spent on the front end on graphic design can really make you look legit in people's eyes. So then take that media, start your social media accounts, Instagram. Facebook has fallen off for business a little bit, but Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. Twitter's still big, depending on what side of the country or what side of the world you're on. Twitter's still pretty big. Not huge in my area, but we still do it. We link everything to it and kind of go that route. Get in, dig in, start liking people, going like, photos from people that you like, search hashtags, start putting out content. Content is king in 2018. It has been for a while. Gary Vaynerchuk says that if there's a company on earth in 2017 and 18 that doesn't treat their media doesn't treat their company like a media company and everything else is secondary, that they're messing up. And I believe that. I believe everything is media, everything is content. So put that stuff out there. Get into conversations on social media, talk to people, build, kind of a circle of people that you talk to and comment on their things. And that's it. That's not really hard. That's going to be the basis for your marketing. Going into 2020, 2025, I honestly believe that TV is going to be dead, radio is going to be dead. All these traditional advertising mediums are done. They're gone. So keep your eye on the horizon and do what's going to be happening in 5 years rather than what's happening 5 years ago. So now let's talk about getting in and building your team. This is going to be the most important part. After you get your social media accounts, all your branding stuff, the foundation. You don't have to be super far, but get your foundation. Get your business plan going, get your performa going so you know if there's any money in what you want to do. And be honest about your performa. Don't exaggerate it at all. Hope for the best, expect the worst. Do it on those numbers. Be honest with yourself no matter how much you love something, at whether or not it's going to be like if you can monetize it and if there's some money to be made. So once you get that stuff done, person one on your team, your accountant. Find the best accountant you can find. Get the best one you can afford. He's going to cost you probably, say, $200 an hour. Get $200, save $200 up. Go sit down and talk to him for an hour and show him your business plan. Show him everything you got, your performa. Tell him all about your idea. Buy that hour from him. It's the best $200 you can spend. Get his input, see what he thinks you should do as far as corporate structure, whether that's a S Corp, C Corp, LLC, sole proprietorship, whatever's going to work best in tax, in your tax situation. Because what's going to happen is wherever you mess up here, you could be given a large percentage of your money to the federal government or the state government, the city government, just off of making a mistake here. And you could be giving them more than they need or more than they deserve because you made a mistake in picking your corporate structure. So after your accountant, after you get that all set up, he can tell you which corporate structure and he can set it up for you. Most accountants or attorneys can set up, whatever your S Corp is what I use. I use an S Corp and then single member LLCs for each location. And then that way everything's protected. Liabilities spread out amongst all these different entities, these business entities. And you want to go in and do that, get your accountant to do it. Just trust him. He's going to tell you what the best thing to do. Don't think you know more than him. Shut your mouth, open your ears, let that guy talk. If you've got a good one, he wants you to win because he wants a little piece of that money off the top. Just like everybody that you're going to have working for you. Everybody wants a little slice of the pie. Just find the guys that deserve that slice of the pie and let them, be your representative. Let them do the best thing they can for you. Second most important, okay? So I've got some notes here that I've been banging through thinking about this. So second most important is your banker. Number 2 and 3 are a close, second and third. You want to go talk to a banker that understands what you're doing. You want him to understand your business. if you've got something that focuses on youth culture, your demographic's young, get you a younger banker, somebody that's kind of up to speed on what you're doing. Tell that guy your layout. Show him the same thing you showed your accountant. Tell him who your accountant is. He will tell you whether or not you got the right guy, and vice versa. The accountant will point you in the direction of a good banker. You want to ask around and find out who the guys, the movers and shakers in the business are, who has the big accounts, who's building the big stuff. And that's the guys you want to go with. It's going to cost you a little bit of money, but it's well worth it in the end. Trust me, I've tried to cheap out before. This is the best way to go. Get you good people. Your banker's going to help you get accounts and all this stuff set up. So after you get your corporate structure, your federal tax ID numbers, all this stuff, you'll be able to go to your banker, set up checking accounts, debit cards, credit accounts. As you grow, the banker's going to be your friend. Once he buys into your idea, he's going to be the guy that okays the money going out to build more locations or things of this nature. Business attorney. Business attorney is important because he's going to be the guy who basically secures rights to trademarks, your logos, copyrights if you're writing books or doing media or anything that's a tangible product that can be copywritten. Your attorney's going to help you out. If you're going to do franchising, you're going to need a franchising attorney, somebody that specializes in that. So you want that guy. Your general attorney can plug you into a franchising attorney if he doesn't do that. So these guys have networks of people that they work with. They can plug you right into the guys and make it happen. Number 4, architect. If you're doing retail stores or any building or construction or any of that stuff, you're going to need an architect. An architect is going to have to sign off on everything. He's going to help you design. He's going to be able to take your crazy little weird vision and turn it into something that works in the real world. Guidance from an architect when building a retail store, building a restaurant, or building a warehouse, or building anything. So he may not be important to you right off, but if everything keeps going the way it's going, I think retail stores will always be around, even if the internet's big. Restaurants will always be around, warehouses, shipping warehouses, anything like that. Anything where you have to construct something, you're going to need an architect, and make sure you got a good one. Okay, let's talk about putting everything into motion now. So once you've picked your team of people, once you have people you like who you believe are very intelligent, I like to pick people that are a lot more intelligent than me and can explain things to me in a layman's terms and make me understand them. So once you got your accountant, you're going to want him or your attorney to set up your corporate structure, your S Corp, C Corp, whatever, however that may be. And once that's done, he can apply for your EIN number. That's your federal taxpayer number. So after that's done, you take the articles of incorporation from him. You go down to City Hall. Depending on what you're doing, you may have to get a certificate of occupancy, which says you're okay to open if you're a retail store or something that people are going to walk into. You may have to deal with the fire department. You may have to deal with the health department to get a food permit. Whatever you need to do, depending on what kind of business you're doing, you will have to get those things first, and then you'll be able to go down to the city, the county, and get your business license to open up. Now, of course, all this is only applicable to the U.S. I'm not sure where it works how it works everywhere else, but this is what you'll have to do in the U.S. So once you go get your business licenses, you can get everything situated and get ready to open the doors. Now, if you're doing retail or food or any of that stuff, sales tax is going to be a big deal. You need to set up your sales tax account for each state, city, and county that you're operating in. Some people are going to have special taxes, so educate yourself on sales tax if you're doing retail or food, and get those accounts set up. Don't forget, you're going to have to pay those every month, so don't forget it. Let your accountant handle it if you have to, and get your accountant to take care of that, because that can come back to bite you. So once you do all that, you can take your business licenses, articles of incorporation, all that stuff you got. You can take those down to your banker. Your banker can set up your bank accounts, your debit cards, your credit cards. You may have to start building credit. So talk to your banker, ask him what you need to do to start building credit. And, like me personally, we put everything in our business on business cards, business credit cards. We started out with Amex, which turned out not to be so great. Left them, went back to our local banker, got everything situated, and got business credit cards from him. So basically we put everything we buy to sell on those cards, so we can get those rewards. Just a little bit, it's a little bit helps if you get 5% cash back or 3% cash back, or miles or flights or whatever. Just something. You're going to be spending that money anyway, so you should get some reward for it. Just don't spread it out. Pay it off every month so you're not paying that interest, or it's not worth it. If you pay it off every month, you're basically getting free money, on your cash backs or your flights or your points or whatever it is. And that's kind of it, man. So just, I don't know what business you're going to go into, but whatever it is, I think those steps will get you started. And then you start looking at marketing. You start looking at how to get out into the community and how to get fans and customers and people that are rabid about your brand. Brands are everything now. People fall in love with brands every day. So make sure that you kind of put your best face on and speak to people, love people, man. Get out in the community, do things in the community, shake hands. I mean, that's all it is. It's just being, people like to do business with people they know. So that's it, man. Just do it. Get at it. Those should be the basics to help you get started. So we'll be doing some more things like this in the future. Maybe getting a little more specific on some things. So stick around, hang out. We'll get some stuff working. And if there's anything you guys would like to hear, let me know. And if I can help, I would love to help. So cool. See you next time.